urgently needs to get its house in order. S&P Global Ratings downgraded the country's local debt to BB+, also known as junk status. It also further downgraded the country's foreign debt rating into deeper junk status. Moody's left their ratings of the country's debt unchanged at Baa3, which is one grade away from junk. However, the agency also warned that it has put the country on review for a possible downgrade at its next decision, expected to be sometime next year. On the news late last night, the rand weakened by as much as 2% against the United States dollar, but has since recovered, trading well below 13 rand 90 against the greenback.
The usual suspects, namely weak growth and a lack of confidence in government's management of public finances, were cited as key reasons for the downgrades. Credit downgrades basically make it more difficult to get reasonably priced finance, which goes against the need for developing nations to self-invest and grow.
The importance of this is the better your credit rating, typically the easier it is to get money when you want to borrow from a fiscal perspective. And typically you would then be able to get the money at better interest rates. In other words, it's then cheaper and easier to borrow.
Additionally, a more conservative ratings agency appears to be giving the country more time to sort itself out. Key events on the horizon that will be looked at include the ANC's elective conference next month and the February budget speech. But in the interim, the latest S&P downgrade is likely to cause some financial pain.
So what will happen on Monday open, we'll actually see a weak rand because this is weekend, no one is trading. So Asia opens late Sunday and then going into Monday, weaker rand. Bank shares falling as a result.
Experts say the probability of South Africa falling into an increasing debt spiral now looks very real as growth remains elusive and the cost of borrowing increases. Suggestions are that the country needs to be growing at least 2.5% just to stabilize the country's debt profile.
Then we're not starting to talk about getting the debt lower. So if we think about the cost of that debt at this stage, we're probably paying about 170 billion rand on debt servicing cost. That is more than what we're spending on total social grants.
Focus being placed on the February budget, the stakes can't be higher for the finance minister to reveal concrete measures to turn things around. Lisiba Motata says the midterm budget of October needs to be totally reversed.
We need to see detail that we will not see further bailouts. That the debt level, although it was a scenario-based forecast, will not be on the scenario that ends up at 60% of GDP. That growth will have structural inputs that lifts it from where it currently sits. That the wage bill in the public sector, which has surprised in its outcome, we didn't see that information until the medium-term budget policy statement, growth rates of 10% year on year, that will stop. The promise of consolidation needs to arrive. The breaching of the ceiling on expenditure needs to stop. They need to reverse the whole thing that they put together in October budget.
With the cost of borrowing for SA Inc. on the rise and the Reserve Bank now seemingly reluctant to contemplate rate cuts, the ability to grow this lackluster economy looks increasingly difficult, which is why the ratings agencies have also cited a need to overhaul structural policies which can help to underpin growth. Nompumela Losiziba, SABC News, Johannesburg.